Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm here with, well, sort of like a story time, but yeah, a story time I guess. But I'll be basically telling you how my 2022 went, and what better time to do it than now because the year is basically over. I'm making this in 2022. Today's the 30th, but I can only post it when I get home because right now I'm in Lubombo, so it's gonna be difficult for me to post. There's no Wi-Fi, so it's gonna be hard for me to post. So this story starts from January to now, December. I'm not gonna be telling like every month what happened because some months like nothing happened, others some significant stuff happened, and I just think that it's a testimony for me. I don't know, it's like my walk, my life. So my story begins in Jan. I did matric last year, so results were coming out and I didn't have a clue how I did, but I did pretty well in my opinion. I didn't get a distinction. I was really close to getting 2, but I didn't. So my marks weren't that bad, and this year I was supposed to go to varsity, but we're not there yet. We're not there. I'll tell that story. So we got results on the 21st. I did good, like I said. My results were actually pretty good, and the initial dream was to study law. I was gonna do BA law or BCom law because you can't go straight to LLB. I mean you can, but it's not advised. So I was gonna do BA or BCom law, and that was the initial plan, and then do LLB afterwards for 2 years. That was the plan. And I applied, stupidly enough, I applied to UJ only, and UJ said no after they got my results because I was 1 point short of my EPS, so I couldn't get in because 1 point was missing and I didn't get in. So we went to UJ, and remember this was all in Jan. So we went to UJ and UJ was like, hey bruh, like there's nothing we can do, you're a point short, you can't get in. I was obviously heartbroken. I was devastated. I cried, guys. Like 2022, I cried. Like I cried more than I've ever cried in a year. Like I cried a lot. I cried when they said no. I cried when they said there's nothing they can do about it. Like I cried. So cool. They said no, I can't get in. And my next step was to apply for a college. But college, I would have gotten accepted because like everything was above the recommendation, but I couldn't go to a college. Like first of all, fees. Secondly, it's harder to get a job. Okay, from what I hear, I don't know how true that is, but it's harder to get a job. Because colleges like their expectations are lower than varsities. That's why a lot of people go to colleges and not varsity. So that's another reason why my parents didn't want me to go to a college. So I didn't go to a college. Another stream they wanted me to take was doing paralegal. Paralegal studies is basically being a lawyer. I mean an assistant to a lawyer. So another plan was to apply to a law school near my house, and I would do paralegal studies, but that didn't work out either. So cool. So fast forward then, I accept like, okay, I'm not gonna go to school this year, so might as well just let that go. I'm not going to school this year. And you will see your friends. Like what made this year really hard is that the people I went to high school with for 5 years of high school, I would see them, like I would see them at school. So you would see like your friends go to varsity and they make new friends and they meet new people, and you guys start to speak less and less. And I think that's what also made it difficult for me when I was at home, is that I felt like I was losing my friends, because someone that I was also really close with, what I'll call my best friend, got a new best friend. So it was difficult. At the same time, we also spoke less. We would go like months without speaking, and when we would speak, it would be like 1 word replies and then no speaking for like the next few months. But others I tried to stay close with, like we tried to speak, but it also wasn't the same as it was when we were in high school. And I think that's another thing that also made staying home really difficult, because I didn't really have friends. Other than that, it was still difficult. I'm not gonna say it was easy, because you would see like even their statuses, you know, people were enjoying the varsity life and you were not there, or like you were at home crying yourself to sleep. It was sad. Like this year really showed me a lot. It showed me a lot. Like I feel like a lot of people still expect, like from people, also as we were planning on, like we made promises to each other that like, oh, even when we go to varsity you're still gonna be close friends, we're still gonna be tight, but then we didn't know the actual expectation of it. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward to May. So in May, early May, I think it was like the 9th, from the 9th, I signed up for rewrites. Before that, I didn't really want to do rewrites. That was something like my family was like, just do it in case your marks go up, then you can apply again for law, because varsity applications open in April. They open in April. So no, May, April or May, I forgot. But they said that if I get accepted, I don't have to rewrite, but if I don't, then I have to rewrite. So cool, I applied and I didn't get accepted again. So I had to go rewrite. I rewrote in May to June. I rewrote English and bio, life science. So my marks stayed the same. I got my marks in August, they stayed the same, so I wasn't going to do that law. There came a time when I remember, I'll never forget this, when varsities were still saying no to me, because remember they said if I apply I don't have to rewrite, because I really didn't, like soul, mind and body, I didn't want to rewrite those exams. So varsities were still responding to me before I got my marks for rewrites. They were still saying no, one after the other. And that, like, I remember there was a time, like one night, I got no from a varsity that I really wanted to go to, and I applied for law also again. And I got to my room and I was about to pray and I couldn't pray. I just cried. Like I just cried, like, you know that cry where you like run out of breath and you can't breathe. Like I just cried, like I cried. And then after that we continued waiting for results came. Like I said, they didn't change. And then my mom called my uncle and she asked him for advice, and since I'm a person that loves art and that loves drawing, she told him that, and he suggested I do a course called product design. This course is only available in 2 varsities in the whole of South Africa, and that's UJ and CPUT. And I applied to CPUT. I couldn't apply to UJ because I already applied for 3 other courses, so I couldn't apply for any more than that. So I applied there and they accepted me. I remember when I got accepted, I cried also, because I remember all the times I cried during the year, and I cried again when they accepted me, because it was like, after all that pain, you know, it was really worth it, because I really wanted to go to Cape Town. I still do. So it was, to me, a blessing that I got the opportunity that I wanted and what I was praying for. So I also got the like I got a feeling that the amount of no's I was getting, because some varsities that said no, like Northwest, for law, I qualified, but they still said no, and I never got a reason why. So I guess to me, I started seeing that as a sign, like maybe I'm not supposed to be doing law. And I told that to my mom, and we thought about it for a bit, but at the end of the day, she accepted the fact that maybe that's not where I belong after all. So okay, I started applying for jobs too. I started applying for jobs and I was still one no after the other. And then when I finally got a yes, I went to an interview and they didn't take me seriously at all, so I never went back. So I never got a job this year. It was on the agenda to get a job since varsity didn't work out, but it actually is very difficult to find a job. So cool, I didn't get a job. It was on the agenda because call centers, I applied call centers, nurseries, because I love working with kids, and primary schools. I applied to primary schools too, And yeah, those three what I was focused on, because I didn't have a degree and I didn't have experience, because it was my first job. And restaurants, I also applied to restaurants. So okay, I didn't get a job. Well, I did, and then I left. But I after that was before I got accepted, before everything happened. And then after that I went on holiday in October. I went on holiday to Mpumalanga. It was really nice. It was really nice. It was peaceful, and yeah, that was one of the highlights of 2022. And then cool, in April I'm going back and forth because it pops up, like it pops up in my mind, like it just, events are popping up in my mind as I speak. So April I went to a funeral, my great grandmother's funeral. It was sad, like very sad. Also went to a funeral in March. I went to another funeral the day after my birthday, my 19th birthday. It was my first time going to a Catholic funeral. Interesting. You know, they spray water like on the coffin in case that person lived a bad life so that their soul may be purified. Yeah, that was my first time going to a Catholic funeral. It was actually very nice. It was interesting and new, and they burn like these candles that, like, this aroma around the chapel. It's really interesting. I really liked it. But other than that, yeah. Birthday parties. Yes, I got into a relationship. How did I forget? Like, how did I forget? On my birthday I met someone, and then we started dating on the 24th of March. So it's been 9 months now. It's been really good, but then I don't want to go too much into that because yeah, people are nosy. But other than that, it's been really good. My family know, I've met his family. My family know, all of them know. Yeah. And speaking of varsity, I want to do like a moving vlog in Jan, and yeah, like a tour and stuff like that. It's still a thought for now. I'm not pretty sure. That's not, I'm not 100% sure of that as yet. Also this year I came to Limpopo. Like I said in the beginning, I'm at Limpopo, and it's on and off, man. And I also grew my relationship with God this year. I grew my relationship with God, and I really learned how to pray properly and read my Bible properly, and I learned how to trust him properly. Because like I said, I feel like all the no's I was getting was preparing me for that one moment. Like I remember when I checked my status for CPET and it said accepted. All those tears, I was just thanking God, because that's what I was praying for. Because I've been saying, last year I applied to UCT for law and they said no, and I remember crying also. I'm a very emotional person, so I remember crying for that also, because in my heart I really wanted and still want to go to Cape Town. Like in my heart, deep down in my heart, I really want to. So it was sort of like a dream for me, because I feel like that's where I need to be in order to grow, not even physically but spiritually and emotionally. You won't understand. Like it's easier if I just say it, but like it's deeper than that, and that's like a personal story for me. Other than that, I feel like it was a sign, and one that was very much needed. And I also feel like all of that happening was also to, God let it happen for a reason. And even if I never know the reason, I'm glad that it happened, because now I'm getting, because I was settled on UJA like last year and this year, end of last year and this year. I was like dead set, like I'm going to UJ, that's it. Even though like I dreamt of going to Cape Town, always told myself like after varsity I'm gonna move there, but I was dead set. Like I just wanted to end up in Cape Town, and for that to happen, I guess UJ had to go. So I guess it was a sign and it was meant to happen like that. So I'm not mad. I never blamed God. I never got mad at God, because Yeah, and another thing why I want to go there, my parents met them. My parents met at CPUT. They fell in love there. We lived there. So that's why it really felt like home for me, because I was born here, raised here for the first 3 years of my life, and then I moved to Cape Town where I stayed there for 4 years of my life, and then I moved to Gauteng, and I really felt like it's really where I want to go. I don't know what to expect next year, but this year really taught me. Yeah, this year I cried. Hey, like this year I cried. Like this year was emotional for me on a different level of emotional. Like this year I cried this year. I'm putting emphasis on it because for the last 2 years I don't think I have cried the way I cried this year. And the last like 2 years when I would cry is like something small, not like something big like this. Like I lost friends, I lost family members, I lost hope. I'm not even gonna lie, I did lose hope this year. I lost confidence, I lost self-love, I lost faith, I lost so much internally, and I lost so much with regards to other people. But other than that, I feel like it's gonna get restored slowly. I'm gonna get my friends back. If that's what I'm meant to be, I feel like God let it happen the way He wants it to, and if He's letting it happen this way, I'm trusting that there's a great result at the end, and that's why I'm not even worried about it. But yeah, that's my 2022. It was a journey, a very long one that I felt like was taking longer than it should have, because every day at home, the days when I wasn't like writing or going anywhere, or I went out a lot too this year. I went out a lot. But the days when I wasn't, like I would literally just wake up and sit and watch TV and do nothing else. And I learned how to sew this year. That's another thing. But other than that, I wouldn't do anything else this year. I literally wouldn't do anything else. And I feel like that's another thing that made me feel like I don't have purpose. But next year is gonna be better. I know it's gonna be better. Okay, but yeah, that's my year. I hope you enjoyed it though. If you did, like this video. If you didn't, like this video. I hope that my story can encourage someone else, that if things don't happen the way that you hoped or thought they would, things are gonna get, yeah, it's not the end. Like you will eventually get what you're praying for and what you're hoping for, and it's gonna be the way you want it to be. Because now I'm gonna do the course that I want. I'm gonna be staying at the place that I want. I'm going to be, hopefully, I don't even have a place to stay yet. Like I'm just going with the flow, but I'm gonna be at the place that I want at the time that I want. And I didn't know that it would be the thing that I want until it happened, shockingly enough. So I hope it encouraged someone. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.